Welcome boys and girls, Costine here with Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus II. We're going to be playing the Mechanicus campaign for this one. Already started the Necron campaign, got through several missions. Now it's time to start with the Depths of Mars campaign and see how it is. From what I've seen, they actually do play quite different from the Necrons, which makes sense. Like, the Necrons are about having replenishable troops, whereas the Adeptus Mechanicus is more about spending resources, having resources in their campaign.
Noble Magi of the Omnisynod, I have responded to your summons.
Magos Faustinius, we have called you to our world for your experience with the Xenos, known as Necrons. You have engaged these creatures before. Confirm.
Indeed. I fought the Necrons on Silver Tenebris, though the outcome was
suboptimal. Historical records assert that the planet was destroyed, subjected to exterminatus.
I determined exterminatus was the only way to ensure the Necron threat was truly eliminated. My calculations were extensive. I believe the Omnissiah's will was done.
No such option exists on Hecateus 4. Ours is a forge world, newly established, but one that must be defended at all costs. This forged city of Veritas represents resources that Adeptus Mechanicus cannot lose. There will be no exterminatus here.
The spaceport menials report you have not arrived alone.
I am accompanied by a retinue. All specialists, all worthy of my trust. They were at my side on Silver Tenebris. There are few with their experience of facing the Necrons.
You arrive as operations have already begun. Our campaign to dismantle the Necron formations and uncover their underground tombs is well underway.
It is the Omnissiah's will that Hecateus 4 become a monument to the priesthood of Mars. Not 1 square meter wasted. Skies dark with the smoke of our manufactoria. A forged world to equal any in the Imperium. Before this can come to pass, the Xenos must be eradicated.
Battle zone data analysis has demonstrated an element lacking in our strategic assets. The Skitarii cohorts are an unwieldy tool for engaging an enemy that remains opaque to our analysis. We find ourselves in need of a force that can move rapidly and at short notice.
Gathering data, eliminating key targets, supporting Skitarii operations, functioning beyond established battle lines.
You begin immediately. Mission parameters are already generated. An Archaeopter transport is waiting for you.
Then I am at your disposal, Magi.
Alright, so we are going to be the special forces for the Adeptus Mechanicus in this specific campaign.
Grave news, Magi. The Necrons have awoken in far greater numbers than we suspected. The Skitarii could not halt their advance.
The aliens' foul presence darkens the horizon. With malevolent purpose they march.
It is my belief the Necrons are mustering for an assault on Ex Veritas. It is our principal forged city. Logic dictates the enemy would consider it a primary target.
Our predictive models concur. The defense of Ex Veritas shall become the principal strategy in our computations. Meanwhile, your strike force will be needed to act in haste, where other forces cannot. You will be assisted in this by the tech priest who discovered the first Necron presence on the planet. Understand you have previous interactions.
We are separated from the events at Silver Tenebris by much time and space. Yet still our paths cross, Faustinius. The odds would seem incalculably long. Yet perhaps this was inevitable.
Scaevola, your presence haunts us like the howling of forsaken machine spirits.
Lector Dogmatis Videx, it has been too long since last we spoke. What an unexpected joy.
Tech Acquisitor, regardless of our disagreements about the fate of Silver Tenebris, I cannot fault your experience battling the Necrons. We will have need of it.
What we need is a leash on this xenophile crone.
My cohorts and I are at your service, Magi. Let the Omnissiah's will be done through us.
I sense Xenos corruption all about us.
Okay, so the road ahead. And we get Videx as the starting one. Archaeotech fragment and augmentation points. Those are the resources we're going to acquire.
Magos Faustinius, a force of Skitarii is marching upon a concentration of Necron warforms. The resulting engagement is expected to shatter the Xenos resistance with a probability over 87%. However, massed Skitarii formations are unsuited to reacting swiftly to unexpected battlefield variables.
And my forces from the Caestus Metallicum offer a solution?
Quite so. Select troops are to be reconfigured into an intervention plate to respond rapidly where required. Its first task is to range ahead of the Skitarii and clear the path for them. Mobility and independence of command is required for this task. I am assured you can offer both.
I sense an underestimation of the Necrons. They may not adhere to your prediction models.
Your admiration of the alien is showing, Scaevola. Remember, it is written thus: he who speaks well of the alien is no more than a weapon in the hands of the Xenos.
Your advice is committed to memory, Tech Acquisitor. Lector Dogmatis Videx is well suited to leading such a mission. Am I correct in surmising he is to be sent upon this duty without delay?
You are.
My personal servo skull shall accompany the intervention clade to provide a means of observation and communication. It was made from the remains of Reditus, a fellow tech priest of great erudition. Its battlefield data-gathering capabilities are far in excess of standard. I compiled the neuro protocols myself.
Then let's turn the cogs of war.
Alright. So I'm going to go with unit recruitment capacity increased by 1. I could also go with reduction in hiring troops, but either way. So we have a choice, basically, of getting 5 Vanguard or 5 Rangers. I'm going to go with Vanguard, and I'm going to fill the rest up with Servitors. The reason I'm going with Vanguard is because they have those carbines that are pretty useful, and they do radiation, which will be able to reduce Necron remnants, because that's one of the things you're going to have to worry about when you're playing the Adeptus Mechanicus, dealing with the remains of troops on the battlefield. Alright, so by the looks of it, we have 2, maybe 3 battles, dependent on how what we're going to deal with over here.
I am in position. The eyes of the Omnissiah fall upon this place. Let no foe go unseen. The enemy is close. We shall advance.
Move along the Skitari's projected path, and locate or eliminate any enemy along the way. Make sure to maintain full awareness, Lector Dogmatis.
Of course. Lead the words of Fabricator General Mitcondras. Let us observe the foe, not in awe, but the better to destroy it.
Alright then. So we can increase that. Advance rapidly. Covert process, let's go with that one.
Excellent. They are unaware of our presence. In ignorance, they shall fall.
Alright. Well, that is a fairly high level of vigilance from the Necrons right there.
Onwards! Hesitate not! Remember, time is a raw material to be expended only in the Omnissiah's service!
Yeah. And he does love his yelling. Okay. Tech Priest does not have hunches. Indeed, I suppose. What is that vehicle, though? Kill all enemy units. Well.
By the machine god! Obedience.
Okay. For each defense points Videx has, grant one energy attack to a nearby ally unit. I'm gonna have to make a bet. Alright, so we got some flayed ones, 3 of them in fact. Okay. That should kill him. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. Let's try and deal with this one.
Awaiting enlightenment.
Yeah, let's use divination.
Seeking revelation.
Alright, he's irradiated. And now let's pull him back. That should be enough to deal with the flayed one. But let's just be sure.
Excellent! Scan for remnants of Necron forces. The Xenos must be cleansed in their entirety.
The enemy are not as purged as we thought. How many are indicated? They must have some means of outmaneuvering us. Underground tunnels or sensor-baffling technology to hide their muster points. Elector Dogmatis, your situation is untenable. Retreat at once.
To retreat in the face of the foe is to hand in the victor's laurels! My heart shall be as a reactor fueled by hatred, and by its fire shall I drive the foe back. With Skitarii reinforcements, I can hold out.
Not against these numbers. You are more valuable intact than discarded in a show of devotion. Withdraw to the preset extraction point immediately.
Have faith, Magos Dominus. The Omnissiah grants us the knowledge to forge our weapons and command our armies. We must trust in the divine efficiency of his design.
The Skitarii are out of position. Reinforcements will arrive fragmented, and enemy forces are overwhelming. Your imperative is to withdraw, with no further delay.
Alright, so I'm going to go for a rapid exfiltration.
Then our righteous labor approaches its conclusion. By the will of the Omnissiah, our final act shall be of destruction!
We'll see about that one. Hopefully we can get him out. Well, we need to get him out. Without enemy reinforcements spawning. So that... Alright, let's see what we got here. Against our hated foes. Enemy reinforcements deploying. Death marks.
Seeking revelation.
That's it.
For the Omnissiah!
Shit. So much for cover being useful.
Seeking revelation. By the machine god! Awaiting enlightenment.
It depends entirely if that death mark is going to hit him. If we can get to the next turn. Good. So that should be enough to get him the heck out of here. We lost our Skitarii, but such is the way of Warhammer.
I sense Xenos corruption all about us.
Return to Ex Veritas, Lector Dogmatis. Your task is done.
Against such numbers, and with their advance blunted, the algorithmic omens are dire. The Skitarii offensive is likely to fail. This is far from the glory the Omnissiah demanded of us.
None can doubt your zeal, Lector Dogmatis. It may even be that you displayed too much.
Rather an excess of zeal than of complacency. When we return here, it will be to excise the alien and restore the sanctity of our forged world.
Alright, he leveled up, and now we have several missions. That Lance ability is certainly powerful after completing a ritual. We can also... Electro Priest under gained, okay. I'm not sure what ritual... how those rituals work. We can also get various... different things right here. Yeah, I'm not too fond of servitors. And Savola. We can upgrade her macro stubber.
Awaiting enlightenment.
I mean, the choice over here is always going to... Yep. Alright, we're going to go for the better part of Valor right here. So we would get 2 fragments and 2 augmentation points.
The front line is providing reams of combat data, but on a strategic level it fails to provide the relentless advance required to meet our victory projections.
Indeed. We now have more than enough examples of the effects of Necron weapons on Skitarii bodies to fulfill any future need.
Regrettably, the current situation cannot be permitted to persist. The Skitarii line must fall back before the Necrons can surround whole formations. Magus Dominus, your strike force is best suited to assist the Skitarii withdrawal to secondary defensive lines.
Subdominatus Kepra has experience among the Skitarii cohorts. I recommend her to lead this operation on the ground.
If it means getting our troops out of that grinder, then send me in.
This grinder is the result of thousands of iterations of probability analysis. Our orders were the most likely to result in victory, given the information available at the time.
Pray forgive Subdominatus Kepra's zeal on this point. She served among the Skitarii prior to her investment among the tech clergy, and places acute emphasis on the efficient use of our troops.
Alright, so I'm going to go like this. I'm not going to get extra units. We have 7. We can go with Rangers and 2 Servitors. It's a shame that I unlocked those Stalkers. But I don't want to be detected. Because this kind of mission is especially the type of place where you would end up suffering quite a bit.
What is the operative efficacy of nearby forces? We must relieve the pressure, disrupt the Necron advances, and give the Skitarii time to recalibrate.
Okay, going to deploy my Rangers. and her right there.
Ready.
Alright, that's one cognition point.
Radiation and perspiration.
Heal that servitor. That's one of her main advantages, by the way.
Concentrate fire. Transmitting. Target assigned.
Okay. Shit.
Processing orders.
Let's try and...
Transmitting. Processing orders. Processing orders.
Okay. The most ideal outcome.
Marshal. We are positioned to your flank, and the enemy at our position are at negligible combat effectiveness. Withdraw your forces to the rally point, before the Necrons fill the gap. Advanced tactical doctrines require a command input. In the circumstances, it will have to come from me. The teeth of 1,000,000 cogs mesh together, and the might of the machine is the result. Let us echo this wisdom in combining our efforts, and fight as one against the alien menace.
The Skitarii are withdrawing across the whole front. Casualty rates are within acceptable parameters. But an Archaeopter recon flight has noted a problem.
Of course. Only a fool believes the Omnissiah has no more labors for her to undertake.
The Necrons are moving troops to a ridge near your location. This high ground will give them excellent fields of fire over the retreating Skitarii.
They will be annihilated.
An outcome that will be obviated if the Necrons are annihilated first.
Well, we don't really have a lot of reinforcements.
Hold fast, Skitarii. We are on your flank.
Okay, let's take a look at what's gonna happen. I would rather get to that battle without having to deal with enemy reinforcements, because that's gonna be a problem. If they spawn, they're going to be quite a nuisance to deal with. Yeah, this is what I mean. Because we have to kill everything here. So, sorry about the Skitarii, boys and girls, but I'm just gonna have to deal with it on my own.
So many lives must be forsaken for every step forward. Let the Omnissiah guard their memory.
Alright, get an extra unit right there. Okay. That should be far more easy to deal with. It's like, this is literally just the second mission, and it's like, we're screwed. Because we have to fight 2 battles, one after another.
Coordinating data. Skitarii Command Doctrina
Okay,
effective.
right here.
Send it.
one down.
Networking. Concentrate fire. Ready.
Alright, maybe we can kill it.
Ready. Transmitting. Situation hostile. Calibrating orders.
Damn that one. That was tough.
The Skitari are withdrawing in acceptable order, but the Necrons are attempting to re-engage. If the Xenos retake the ridge, the line may collapse entirely.
I take it I'm to hold this position at all costs.
As perceptive as ever, Subdominatus.
Well, so we have, we just fought the one battle and now we have to fight another. What fun. Let them come.
Ready. Receiving. Ready. Radiation and perspiration. Processing orders. Send it. Networking.
More of them are coming.
Send it.
All right. I can withdraw her as far as I can right there.
Situation hostile. Calibrating orders.
Let me try and...
Ready.
Alright, just gotta survive this specific turn. And that would be it.
Initiate local scan. Identify remaining hostiles.
The Necrons are disengaging. It seems they too are unwilling for this battle to turn into a grinder, as you would put it. Excellent work, Subdominatus.
But still not a victory. The Skitarii must adapt. Their combat protocols were not up to the task. They had no counter-tactics applicable to fighting the Necrons.
But your intervention, Clade, has ample experience against this foe. And we have reaped entire info vaults of combat data in just this one engagement. Adaptation shall be made to the Skitarii protocols. Hecateus IV will become as a monument to the quest for knowledge, a great laboratory for the divining of the Omnissiah's infinite truth.
Let us all have such faith, Magos Biologis.
Well, she barely survived.
Transmitting.
Alright, Questine signing out.